Oh, Good morning, everyone. And here we are on Wednesday, 28th of January, 2026. I've got a big smile on my face because I woke up and looked at this incredible gold chart. Just unbelievable. Amazing. Hey, good morning, Howard. You're the first one in the door. Yeah, I woke up and looked at this chart today. What happened? What in the world? In the last hour before Wall Street closed, got this incredible move from 5,096 up to our all-time high. What is that? 5,001? I can't even get the numbers right. 5099, I believe. 5098. The last hour, 5098, and got up to our new all-time high. What is that? 5190. Amazing. Just unbelievable. I never expected that. I had a couple of good trades when Wall Street opened. I was live during Wall Street. I had a couple of good trades right in here. And then, of course, for me, this is 3 o'clock in the morning. So there's no way I'm going to be seeing that. But it might be all right for you, Howard. What in the world is going on? I think there is no explanation for this. And look at this is not the usual chart that I have. I've got my other chart. On this chart, I show the previous day low, which was yesterday. We started at 5011. You can see there, 5011. And the high yesterday was 5190. That's a $180 move in one day. 1,800 pips in one day. Incredible. And it looks like we're getting ready to just blow past that. Now let me go over here to my regular chart that I have, my trend line chart. There we go. Yeah, we're going to blow past that high from yesterday. We're already on the move. And another big candle here starting the day off. Central banks are just buying up gold. It's incredible. Yeah, all the metals. Silver, I'm sure. I don't look at silver, but hello, Panky. Good morning to you. The one thing I wanted to show you guys, this is yesterday. Okay, Howard was here yesterday, and anybody watching later can hear my explanation. You remember yesterday we had this. This is the first candle yesterday at 8 o'clock a.m. Indochina time. This is the first candle for Singapore and Asia, Shanghai. This is when I start the live session. And it just went way up here like this. And if you remember yesterday, I took a trade right there because I thought, well, it's just going to keep going. I don't normally do that, okay, but I did it yesterday. I don't remember the reason, but a little bit out of character that trade yesterday. And then I got stopped out. It doesn't look like much on this chart because it's such a big move. You know, these candles look really small. Let me expand that a little bit. Yeah. So I had my stop loss somewhere in here. I wanted to minimize my stop loss and I reduced the lot size. So it came back here and I got stopped out pretty quick. And the mistake that I made, it was a tactical error. I had my stop loss too close. But that was all the risk that I was willing to take on that trade because I knew it wasn't really according to my rules based strategy. So I really took a small lot size and a tight stop loss, and that was a tactical error. I got stopped out. So what I did, I kept watching the chart, and as I saw this big wick here, I thought, okay, now it is starting to go. I took a trade on this next candle here, and I closed the trade here. So I had a good trade there, and I more than recovered the loss that I had here on this first one. And then I got out here because this was it just looked like it recovered my loss and it had some good profit. So I went ahead and closed that trade. And then as it turned out, it happened to be right at the top. Now, you see, I could have held on to it like, 3 hours more and got a much better profit. But this is when I go to the gym and I don't like to have a trade open when I'm not watching my charts. Sometimes I do, but generally I don't. And then of course, if I would have held that trade and had a pretty wide stop loss, even during Wall Street, then that would have just been a massive profit on yesterday's trade. Anyway, that was yesterday. Here we are in today now. Let's move over to today. Oh boy, it's just gone again. This is just crazy. And yeah, we have a new all-time high. What is that already? 5202. So we'll get rid of that. A new all-time high. And this trend line is no longer effective. I'll leave it for a little bit. Hey, Raj. Everybody doing good? What a circus we are seeing in the market currently, especially on the metals. But it's not just the metals. If you look down at I don't trade currencies, but if you look at currencies, now there was some news came out on the Australian economy, so that would affect this one. But look at that move yesterday from the Australian economy. Unbelievable. And the euro and the pound and the New Zealand and the USD CAD and, and the UJ. Well, the US dollar is basically in the toilet right now. Yeah, it's the US dollar is in a sad situation. And well, it has been ever since Trumpy Dumpty took office 1 year ago. And we know that. Let's see. I can't show that chart. If you look back on the weekly chart on gold, and the decline started in January 2025. That's when the decline on the US dollar started. That's when Trumpy Dumpty took office. And it's just been a steady decline. Steady, steady, steady. I don't know if we can see much on the 15-minute chart. Yeah. course, it's just the 15-minute chart, but this is just yesterday. Wow. Something happened. I think it was Trumpy Dumpty was giving a speech, I believe it yesterday. I'm not sure. While we were asleep, or while I was asleep, that might have been the reason for this, perhaps. If he was speaking, he really screws things up. I don't know. But there was something, just as Wall Street was closing, there was something going on. Yeah. I think he was giving a speech. Go back to gold. Oh, okay. Well, that was a nice fake out. Stop loss on 5,000. Yeah. Well, that didn't work out very well. Whoever did that. Hey, Broda, you made profit on your uh, was that on your gold trade yesterday? Well, let's just give Broda a round of applause. Well done, dude. Well done. Yeah. Trump rocks. Oh, he's a piece of work, that guy. Oh, man. Let's don't go down that rabbit hole. Ah, let's stay here on the markets. And if you came in late, I just explained to Howard and anybody else that was watching, this is that trade yesterday. The first one I took right here, and I got stopped out. But then, as Howard was saying, and it's a good point, you can always get back in the trade. And so I got back in the trade here on this candle. I saw this rejection at this level right here. I got back in the trade and then closed it here. So I recovered the loss from the first one and made a good profit on that. But this first trade, really, as we were talking about when I took it, it wasn't an ideal trade. It was a tactical mistake. I had my stop loss too close. But good thing to remember. You can always get back in the trade. Don't let the if you have a loss, don't let it get to you emotionally. Stay focused. Keep reading your charts and look for the next trade setup. That's all. So we'll go back over here. This is just I've never seen anything like this. What is that? That's just in that 1 hour. It went from 50.98, let's say 5100, to 51.90. A $90 move in 1 hour. 900 pips in the close of the US session. Amazing. Let's look at platinum. All these things have probably gone off the chart. Well, platinum had a bad day yesterday. Just a bit of a retracement, a pullback. Yeah, that's all. Reset my trend lines on platinum here. Okay. And what is silver? Somebody's yelling, "Oh, silver, $113," but it was 117 day before yesterday. So just a retracement, a correction, and now going back up to higher prices. And copper also, yeah. Just redraw my trend lines there. I can put another one in there. Okay. And oil? Oh, yeah. Oil's starting to climb up a little bit. They're getting worried over in the Middle East now. Trumpty Dumpty sending his battleships over there to the Middle East. Going to start another war. But go back to gold, see what it's doing. There we go. Yeah, well, that wasn't a fake out. That was not a fake out. Now we're already on the second candle and likely to continue to higher prices. So yeah, this is no good anymore. I can come in a little bit steeper with my downward trend line. Now let's see what happens. Okay, new all-time high every day. Oh, 5202, 5202. Oh man, you can forget about 5,000 now. That's history. 5,000 is history. Well, generous stop loss, okay. As long as you have to have the lot size according to the capital that's in your account. That's all. I don't know what kind of a risk to reward ratio you usually use, Broda, but it's up to you. If that's your style, that's your trading strategy that works for you. Well, go for it. Keep it up. You have to find a strategy that works for you and trust your strategy. Just keep doing it the same over and over and over. You'll have some losses, but most of the time you'll have winning trades. Hey, no worries, Raj. Good evening, Juan. Good morning where I am. How are you doing today? Just open. Oh boy. So just looking at this, I'm really not expecting to take a trade here in the next hour. I really don't. And I don't see that happening. I don't have a downward trend line. Of course, you just have to wait and see. Let the price tell me what it's going to do, but that's okay. I've been getting some good trades, one or two in the London session, and also in the New York session. I had a couple of good trades last night in the opening of Wall Street. Not in the opening. I wait about 30 minutes after Wall Street opens, and then it looks like it was going to turn bearish. So I had a couple of good short trades right here, just small ones, but very good profit right in here. And then kind of after that, it looked like it didn't do much. It was, I thought it was just going to stay in this. I thought it was going to stay in this zone right here, which it did until 3 o'clock in the morning my time, 3 a.m. my time. But of course, I'm asleep, and I never I never look at the charts. I don't even dream about the charts, so I didn't see any of this. But typically, what will happen? It will just go sideways, until the end of the session, generally on average. So I had a couple of good trades with a slightly different strategy, which I explained in my New York session. I used two different things: liquidity grab and supply and demand zone, and had a couple of really good trades right in here. And what I thought was the reason we're going sideways is because I kind of expected that the market is waiting for the FOMC, which is, let me look at the forexfactory.com. And as you can see on the calendar here, we already had some news on the Australian economy, two good items and one bad item. So kind of a basket of good news compared with bad news. So it's slightly less than forecast, slightly more than forecast, and slightly forecast. But the CPI should have been the one that moved the market the most. And then today, this is 9:45 p.m. Indochina time, my time. We have the interest rate on the Canadian dollar. So if you trade the Canadian dollar, you want to be sure and be aware of this news. Interest rate is always very, very important. And it's forecast that they will not adjust the interest rate. But even if there's no change in the interest rate, that will still have a high impact on the movement. It might just be a knee-jerk reaction, but there will be a lot of volatility. And then, of course, for us gold traders, the one we're looking at, this is 2 a.m. my time. This is after midnight tonight for me. We have the FOMC, and that's the interest rate for the US dollar. And they are forecast to leave the interest rate as it is, no change. But again, that will still have at least short-term knee-jerk reaction, a lot of volatility. And if they lower the interest rate, gold is going to go to the moon. You can bet your you can bet your bottom dollar on that. But they're forecast to at least keep it the same for this session and maybe lower the interest rate later in the year. And then, of course, you have the regular Thursday unemployment claims. That's tomorrow night. So just be sure and check forexfactory.com for your local time. So Brody, you're a swing trader then. Sometimes you're in a trade for a week or more. Yeah, you're a swing trader. And that's understandable that you have a bigger stop loss than a day trader, for sure. So you're liking the long side of gold again, Raj. Well, come on, man. Gold is bullish. There is no question. You just have to get in at the right price. That's all. And I'm looking at a lot of analysts yet last night, and everyone's pretty sure we're going to go to 6,000 very, very soon, within the next 2 or 3 months. And they're talking about 9,000, 10,000 for gold. So, there's no brakes on gold. There's no stopping it. There's nothing in front of it. Of course, things can change real quick, but that's the general sentiment in the market is that gold is just going to continue to higher prices. We have the continuing devaluation of the US dollar, which gold is paired with the US dollar. And it is a safe haven. And the geopolitical situation around the world is about as uncertain as it's ever been for many, many years. And, Trumpty Dumpty moving his battleships all over the world. So gold is a safe haven. Always has been, and it's definitely playing its role now. So this first candle here that was what that started at 51.70 and went up 300 pips. A $30 move on the first candle. Just incredible. I've never seen anything like this. Oh, it's fun. So the Asian session is the accumulation session, and of course, I like to take a good day trade in here if I can. But really, I set my charts up to show me what the accumulation has been, and then London will manipulate the price. That's the manipulation, and you can get some good trades in the session. And then the New York is the distribution session. I know a lot of traders don't trade the Asian session. A lot of the professionals, the institutions, especially in the U.S., because it's slow, low volume generally, and so it kind of sets the tone for the rest of the day. I'll just show you my other chart here, I believe. Yeah, this is how I set up my session. This is after this. This was the Asian session yesterday. So I marked that off with a graph, a box. This is the accumulation session here. And then London will manipulate the price up and down generally. And sometimes they'll come down and take out the low of the day. But you see mostly just manipulation in the London session. And then the New York session is the distribution session. And then after the Asian session, then I start to set up some uh, support and resistance. I'll come in here with this line here, and I'll put one in there like that. I've got resistance there, resistance, support, support, resistance. As we go through the day, I'll come back and put in my support and resistance. Of course, this wasn't here, and I would have probably another one right there, maybe. A little bit higher. I like it over here. Okay, yeah, you see that? It was support, resistance, support there, then became support and resistance. This is in the beginning of Wall Street here, the U.S. session. So we had, again, this was support and resistance in the Asian session, became support and resistance in the New York session. So this is how my chart looks in the New York session. Of course, it doesn't always have that crazy move there at 3 o'clock in the morning. It looks more something like this. And then I'm trading in this is when Wall Street opens. So I'm trading in here. It was a little bit tough last night because you had Wall Street open and took it bang. It went way up to resistance, bang, dropped it right back down to support, and then bang, we're right back up to resistance. It was a real yo-yo last night with the first hour or two of Wall Street. But I did get a couple of good trades in there using this chart. And we'll go back to this is my this is my morning chart. As an Australian, oh, that's what a great comment. I don't trust the USA anymore, something I never thought would be. Yep, that's the way it is. And you are not alone, Howard. You are in good company. I am American and I will never set foot in the United States again. Actually, I haven't lived in the US for 40 years, for more than that. 1980, I left the US in 1984, and it is definitely not the America that I grew up in. It's nothing like the America I grew up in. I will never go back. Not even for a visit, not anymore. Okay, we got this first big candle, and it's typical, isn't it? Just so typical that it's just going to consolidate right there for a while, and then maybe we'll get some action shortly, or maybe it'll just keep going sideways. We'll get something else. It's only just got started. Oh yeah, it's going to take years. The sad thing is that they've got, this guy's going to be in office for 3 more years. And he's made such a mess in just the first year. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Pretty big move, 300 pip move on the first candle. So probably just going to consolidate at least until the beginning of the next hour. I don't remember what happened yesterday. This was the first candle, yeah, and then it consolidated. Then it was, well, this is on the hour, it started to move up again and then went up, didn't move up much, and then went sideways until noon, about noon my time, went up a little bit more and then sideways again. So yeah, it's not going to go to the moon during the Asian session, that's for sure. But now what have we got? We got, I can already go ahead and put in a support level there. I don't know if I'll keep this one, but I'll put it in there for now. We'll see how it unfolds. I'm going to adjust that one a little bit later. Did anybody take a trade today with the opening of Singapore and Shanghai? Any of you guys, do you have an open trade on gold right now? Let me know. Excuse me. And of course, as I always do, I say if you If you want to message me, my messaging service is Telegram, and my ID is at RickRayFX. If you want to drop me a line, chat one on one, I do have a Telegram group with traders, and we chat a little bit in there. If you want to join that group, let me know. I'll add you to it. It's not a crazy group popping up all the time. It has about, I don't know, 75, 80 people in there. It's not like some of those chat groups that just pop up all the time. But I do post daily in there. I post about the news. I post occasional videos. It's a group of traders that I have trained over the last 10 years. And of course, if you're new here and you want to learn more about Forex, just check out my website. That's rickrayfx.com. So Howard is out of silver. Okay. And as you said yesterday, you can always get back in the trade. You wait for a better entry price. Okay, Raj, I'll add you. I just need to make a note of that. I'm very forgetful. So many things going on. I already have you on Telegram, I'm pretty sure. Okay, bro, I don't think I have you on Telegram. If I do, please just, if I don't, well, please add me to Telegram first, and then I'll add you to the group. And if I already have you, well, just say in there when you message me just that you want to join the group. There's my Telegram ID at RickRayFX. So you have a long trade, I presume, and you got in at 5105. Wow, that's an awesome trade. That's 1,000 pips. And here we go. So forget about consolidation, guys. There's nothing stopping gold. This is what you call break failure. BRAKE, break failure. It doesn't have any breaks at all. There's no stopping it. 5208. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and close out this session. I'm definitely not taking a trade in the Asian session. No, no way in the world. Just going to let it go. And I have another webinar with my client in Chicago. That's starting in about 15 minutes, so I need to get ready for that. Yeah, Raj, that's a huge trade for Broda, 1,000 pips. That's incredible. That's what swing traders can capitalize on is for longer periods. If you get it right, and with gold, you can almost not get it right. You can almost, what if you took a trade like 2 years ago, one lot, when gold was $2,000? Of course, nobody does that, but yeah, you can hold gold for several weeks. Thank you, Brody. Yeah, I'm going to shut down here now, guys. So thank you for being here. Don't forget to like and share. I really do appreciate that. And thanks for all the great comments today. And wherever you are in the world, I hope you have a great day or a great evening and have a good session of trading. And I'll see you again tonight in the Wall Street session in New York. That's 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9:30 p.m. Indo China time. See you next time, guys.